Hey there everybody, welcome back for another Sundays in the Garden kind of tour. Last week was a little on the longer side, so hopefully this will be a little quicker than that. Got a few things to show you. We've made a few changes to the property that don't necessarily count as garden. I'm going to show those too because I'm rather pleased with the start to that. And yeah, basically let's get started. There's lots to check here. Sorry about the wind. Seems like it's wind or rain on Sundays here, but here's the black lace elderberry. Seems to be doing a little better now that it's bunkered in. Or I should say put in the ground. We've got the goji berries, starting to get a little bit more green on them. No fruit this year, but that's fine. As long as they live, they've got lots of years ahead to produce fruit for me, so I can deal with that. It's hard to see in the shadowing. This was not necessarily a good place to plant that as far as visual effect at this size, but the red currant's doing alright. A couple of cuttings from that are taking decent roots upstairs, so I'll probably put one out here, I don't know, about where those lawn scissors are, I guess. And then we'll hold the other one inside until next spring, bring it out then. Hopefully it'll be big and strong and stuff by then. We've got the polar jewel berry here. You'll notice there's garden hose sticking out to it. We still don't have the outdoor plumbing yet, but this hose fits onto the bottom of that barrel, and I can use it to pretty much water most of these berry bushes. Got the Borealis haskap there, and moved the archway. Finally got it on its feet now. So kind of when we come out the side door there, we're looking through the archway that will hopefully have these early dews on it. And I got some tomatoes over here. I think those are Cherokee purples. But you look through the archway at the hose to our fire pit. We found an old fireplace in the back. So popped it on its back, turning it into a fire pit. Should fit a grill on that nice and easy. Got a little hanger bar here that I found with the property. So if we want to boil anything, or you know, hanging, turning string style spit over the fire pit, that should work. Because I'm such a huge fan of cars, I see this as the front of a mater decoration. Got the open mouth looking kind of like wood, missing the hood, put some eyeballs on the back there. I think that could look pretty cool. We'll see. Long-term projects. As long as I've got somewhere safe to put a fire, that's what really matters right now. But does anybody else see mater there, or am I just a giant kid at heart? Chuck's got the railing to the Pier garden off yesterday. I think that does look a lot better, especially without that corner off there. That corner, however, is now kind of randomly hanging out in the middle of the yard. I'm thinking about putting some peas or some beans on it. We're kind of using it as a corner to get some idea of where we want our little outdoor kitchen fire pit area to end. Gotta do some decorative benches. I mean, lots of work still to do. But we're still on year one here, right? And we're still getting used to the idea of, wait, we can make changes. This is our place. So that's cool. So I came through the pepper patch the other day. You can check that video update if you want. See how things are doing there. The tomatoes behind it, we're getting lots of fruit setting into these assorted tomatoes. Some on the end there, the beefsteaks are starting to get some tomatoes. We got some paste style ones, and the tomato you can just barely see there. These ones from Rob Bob are just doing phenomenal though. Fruit everywhere. Here's a look at the stem on the Brussels sprout in behind the tomatoes. This is a trick I may do in future years, because this is doing best of all the Brussels sprouts. You can actually see them starting to form in there. Just little tiny things right now, but they'll grow. So yes, I think tomatoes in front of future Brussels sprouts. Don't know why, but it seems to work. So back here at the bunker garden, you can clearly see the squash are going insane. Got a few flowers in there that opened up yesterday. The pumpkins are trying to take over the tomato bed here. Another flower back there. Opened up. The fairy tale squash are kind of being wrapped around the side there. This giant pumpkin's being wrapped around the side here. So that's definitely working better than I had anticipated. Here's a look at that fairy tale pumpkin going around the edge there. These are just big, beautiful leaves. Look at that thing, it's huge. And I'm guessing it is an intentional veining on these leaves, because none of the other pumpkins seem to be having powdery mildew issues. And there's a definite similarity to how it's marking each and every leaf. So that's really exciting. I thought I saw a bulb of a potential pumpkin on here the other day, but as I look for it now, of course I can't find it. It's camera shy little thing. But with all of those big flowers that I was seeing looking through here, like these sugar and pie pumpkins, there's flowers everywhere. I don't know, well, you can see that one in there. But this is amazing from a bunker garden. Like, really, this is just sod filled with lawn clippings and a sprinkling of soil. But yeah, they're definitely taking over the patch here, so I'm trying to encourage these guys to kind of come out, the fairy tale to go back, the Burgess to go over, and the Giants to go back. It's getting crazy. Getting crazy. Down here, my one little cucumber. Not really showing up very well. There's my one little cucumber. It's getting a little bit bigger. Hoping it will have some friends on its plant here soon. Considering how totally dead I thought these two plants were, this is incredibly impressive to me. I believe these are improved long English cucumbers. Be nice to have some of those growing. Everything's best when fresh, right? No question of that. Here's the beefsteak, bush beefsteak or a regular beefsteak. I'm not entirely sure yet. Got lots of flower clusters here. Got some fruit forming over here. Of course, the shadows aren't working with me, but that's going to be a big tomato based on how solid that is right now. Where's the hand? Tomato there. So there's quite a few of them. That's excellent because Shocks has taught me the love of fried green tomatoes. And beefsteaks are nice, big ones, so that'll be good for that. Lots of flowers in there. Grow, grow, grow. Nice cluster forming on the broad ripple that Rob Bob sent me. I've recently kind of hacked away back at this. Made a whole lot more tomato starts that need to be watered, in point of fact, where we were going to plant the kale. So they're not showing up very well right now for lots of reasons, but right along here I have, I think, 6 cuttings, and right along here I have 3 or 4 cuttings from the broad ripple. Like I say, they desperately need to be watered. I only just put them in there yesterday, but they've got nice, you know, hills to grow in. We were going to plant the kale and the cabbages in there, but we can always dig another batch after all those are fall crops. Apparently bean season has begun around here. We've been having a lot of fun going through here and picking baby beans and finding the occasional fully mature bean that had previously escaped our attention. This baby bean has a very short future. It's coming with me right now. Some of the squash in the spruce garden are just taking over as well. Finally getting some life out of those sunflowers. I love this one squash that's climbing up the little spruce tree. That's cute. But I'm thinking these are going to be the mini pumpkin ones, and those are going to be the spaghetti squash. Got a few pepper plants here that are struggling, but I keep having to uncover them from these squash leaves. This may not have been my best thought out plan, but sure nice to see all the green growing there. And life in the square foot garden is coming along quite nicely. Still a little overpacked, but we finally got some beans out of there the other day. We've been taking lots of kale out, and it looks like the Brussels sprouts are starting to form their little tiny mini cabbage heads on them, so that's cool. Carrots are getting a little bit bigger. We've taken lots of beans out of here, and the corn is coming along quite nicely. No tassels yet. Starting to see tassels on some of the neighbors' corn, so I'm hoping maybe in the next couple weeks. That would be awesome. So looking at those walking onions that we've got, something interesting that we tried this week is cooking these up like scallions, just kind of roasting them whole and frying them up whole, and they are absolutely delicious. So it doesn't look like quite as many of these little sets are going to end up replanting themselves. But that's okay, because we want to do more of an organized planting for this anyway. I'd like to give them better soil to grow in, and frankly I saw some amazing onion sets at the fair, so I'd like to experiment with them a little bit and just see how big I can grow these puppies while they're still on the greens, because that was awesome. Alright, so up front here we have the outdoor pepper shrine. I moved some of the bricks from there so it looks a little odd right now, but these guys are doing pretty well. I'm going to have to do an update just on the pepper shrine soon. Include the one from upstairs on that, but very pleased with the growth in the front here. I think I'm going to try and put more of these peppers up front in future years. It just seems to get that extra bit of sun. And with peppers, sun is what it takes, so. Alright. The fairy apples seem to be coming along nicely, getting more and more color on there. Took another one off the other day. They're still very, very dense, very green. So these guys have a lot of growing to do still, I think. And let's take a quick look at the Saskatoon berries before I wrap this up. Brother Troll, I still need your address to send you those seeds. Private message me. We have taken probably over 1.5 gallons, a few pounds at least, of Saskatoons off of this. Tried making some Saskatoon berry turnovers last night. Those were really good. Shock's made us a bit of a crumble from the Saskatoons the other day. Plus, of course, we've just been munching them on cereal and all kinds of things, but as silly as it is, these Saskatoon berries are a simple childhood dream come true. I absolutely love these things. And on that note, that's probably where I'm going to leave you today. Just a quick trip around the garden. There's a storm coming in. See if I can catch that bird who just landed into the tree right behind me there. Hello, Robin. These guys don't care. They've gotten in the habit of trying to lure us around to the less berry-filled parts of the bushes so they can come back and grab the good stuff. That's fine, plenty for everyone. So yeah, that is where I'm going to leave it today. Things look like they're going to be getting a little bit louder in the neighborhood, and as seems to be always the case here on Sundays, it looks like we've got another storm rolling in. The wind is certainly kicking up in that kind of fashion, so before my camera gets soaked, before I get soaked, and while we've still got a sunny moment, I am going to say thank you so much for joining in this week. And hopefully next week we'll take a bit of a longer look around and maybe even have some pumpkin starts to show you. That would be incredible. So yeah, no idea what's coming up for updates, but keep your eye on all the channels. Definitely playing with Saskatoon berries these days, so I might be doing something on the cooking channel. Oh, it's so bright, I'm just squinting because of the reflection off the house. It's terrible. Alright, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone, and have a fantastic week ahead.